Basel, Switzerland, and anything that has to do with Belgium. I mean, this guy owns like 85% of Belgium. Etienne
Yep.
Davignon. He owns like almost the whole country. These are the people, the class of people. Bill Gates, his obviously using this ploy to gather more revenue and his generosity of giving away so much. If Bill Gates can give away all his money, I could surely give away a little bit. I mean,
Indeed.
that's what they're doing, and the money never gets anywhere. You know that. I
No,
know
it
that.
just circulates from pocket to pocket.
That's right.
It's like Google. Have you seen this thing? I saw this yesterday and it freaked me out. Google is promoting this new technology which can put a chip in your neck or on your clothing that it's like a Bluetooth that can
Hmm.
directly link you up to Google. That's the mark of the beast, man.
It sure is, man. It's just like, and they can't see this. They're saying, oh, they're so programmed that you're a conspiracy theorist. It's almost like they would have to have black helicopters come over their house, have a SEAL team pull them out of bed and take them somewhere for them to believe that this exists. You know, it's just unbelievable. We can't
Yep.
we can't allow this to impede us. But I am astounded. I have friends for 30 years that think I'm absolutely out of my mind because they simply haven't taken the time to look. And what do I tell them? You're stupid. You're an idiot. You're a jerk. No, that doesn't get you anywhere. But honestly, these people are stupid jerks, fools for seeing somebody that they know their whole life, or very many years, or even not, to not investigate somebody that spends 10, 15 hours a week doing this, researching this. Why was it? You think it's a freaking hobby? Like I'm looking for attention?
No, and it's not.
You
The
know?
thing is, a lot of people think that they have to spend their whole day on this. No, you don't. Give it an hour or two a day.
Yeah, that's
Instead
it.
of watching your stupid freaking Days of Our
People
Lives
watch
on TV.
hours of television a day. The average person watches 6 hours of TV a day.
Yeah,
2 hours in the morning getting ready for work. 2 hours, 3 hours after work. I mean, that's what they do. They come home. They put the TV on in the morning. They make coffee. They have some breakfast, hopefully, and go to work. Right?
indeed. And all they have to do is spend an hour a day, read a couple of articles. It's not hard. I mean, I remember back in the day, before Facebook became what it is now, we didn't have the social media outreach that we have today. So we would do things as truth seekers the other way. We would stand outside the subway stations and we would hand out cards, or articles. And then it got to the point where we would hand out CDs of documentaries, or we would host through universities and the film school. We would host, like a viewing of Loose Change or
Mm-hmm.
other very, very well-informed documentaries. I mean, and people just seem to have turned away from that. A lot of truth seekers I've seen, it's not like it was because now they're all turning to social media, but they should still continue the old way of doing things because I found that reached a lot of people. And the people out there, who are not awake, the thing is, they don't even give you 5 seconds to speak because as soon as they start hearing this, that 9/11 was an inside job or about the Freemasons, they'll come up with something like this. Well, my dad was a Freemason, or my grandfather was a Freemason. Doesn't make him evil. And so I would try to explain to them, well, yeah, your dad might have been like a third or fourth degree Freemason, which means he knew nothing. I'm talking about the upper echelon. Of course, when I hit that, they're like, "Oh no, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're crazy. Go to a mental institute."
Yeah. Yeah, it is the truth, man. It's just unbelievable, but true. The resistance to this truth is very hard. And, I even remember the way I woke up. It was very much in stages. And then, you know, there is a time where you can actually sense that you're resisting this because it's going against your belief system that you've been, living or programmed to believe your whole life.
Yep.
So and that means you have to admit that you were totally deceived. And most people don't want to admit their failures. They'll love to tout their successes, but don't want to admit that they could be deceived. Wasn't America deceived by Obama? Didn't he
Oh,
lie? No, I'm just saying
Indeed.
this is an example.
Yeah.
So isn't it possible, isn't it true that it's worth looking into this as the cause? How come all the misery and horror in the world is never investigated? Who's behind it? No, ever. It's never ever. It's always like the government covers it up, the media covers it up, and if the CIA is doing drugs and bringing them through Mena, Arkansas, and that doesn't get any press. Lawsuits against Bill Clinton get squashed. People get murdered. Doesn't get covered. So how much evidence do you need of collusion of a system? A system. Anyway, there's my rant.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right on every aspect of your speech there, Howard. I mean, look at Bill Clinton and George W. Bush. They're involved in the biggest drug cartel in America.
That's right.
And this is factual. You can find it so easily. And like, how is this not reaching the people? I mean, I'm sure if you just Google their name, you hit page 5 or 6 on Google, you're gonna find that.
Yeah. It's in there. In fact, all you got to do is Google it in. George Bush, crime family, drug dealers. I mean, speaking of that, I mean, this is an unbelievable thing. It's, like I say, I know from personal experience. And, I mean, really, like, again, Barbara Hartwell, go back to her again, a good friend of mine, great friend of mine. Go up to visit her 2 summers ago or so, or it was a year and a half ago. And I'm telling you that the Secret Service were following us everywhere we went when we were in Kennebunkport, Maine. Everywhere. In and out of a restaurant to where we were. They just showed up. And it's hysterical. There's a video of this. I got this all on video. It's on youtube.com/Freedom First Films. You could just put in Barbara Hartwell goons, Secret Service goons. It'll come up in the search engine of the videos. There's like 800 videos on the page. Anyway, my point that I'm trying to make is that Barbara Hartwell married a Walker. Okay, Herbert Walker Bush. Okay, Bush is her husband's grandfather. Okay, on that, and they're related in the family. In other words, unfortunately, it is a bloodline. So she knows an awful lot of things, and a lot of things. The reasons why she's probably still with us is because some of the things that she's protected herself, like we all try to protect ourselves. But I was amazed because my wife was very skeptical about a lot of this until we had Secret Service following us around Kennebunkport and all these other attacks that have occurred. And now she realizes that there is a secret government and that it is based in drugs, child sex trafficking, and of course political domination. That would be, I guess, the 3 major components because they already own the banking system.
Yeah.
So the operation is funded via these methods through the banking system. Now we know Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Wachovia, many banks have been busted, slapped on the wrist, laundering $300 billion of drugs and getting like $200 million in fines. Why didn't they just seize all of their assets? Wouldn't that help our debt? Wouldn't that pay off the American debt if you just seize the assets of Wachovia, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America? Why didn't they do that? Of course it would.
Yeah, for sure. But that's not what they want. They want to collapse the American dollar.
Of course, that's what they are doing, brother. Absolutely, yeah. And it's happening as we speak. Now, with that in mind, folks that are listening, think about that. You got drug dealers. They're caught. They're red-handed, and they're taxing us. They're raising our taxes. Obamacare. Everyone's. Don't you see what they're doing? Can't you feel it in your pocket if you can't at least see it? I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, just think about every time you see cops raid a crack house. What do you think they're doing with that crack? They're not flushing it down a toilet.
Well, some of it gets put into the lock house there. Some of the cops probably take some of it.
Yeah, they sell it.
Then it goes into a main area, and you always hear of these cases where right on record that they disappear. It disappears.
Yeah.
And on record, you hear it all the time. And then, even if it doesn't disappear, where do you think it goes? They destroy it. Yeah.
Yeah, they burn it. I'm sure millions of dollars worth
They'll send some news crew out, and they'll get like 100 pounds of pot, and they'll send a news crew out and they'll burn like 20 pounds of it. And where the other 30 pounds go?
Yeah, but it won't be 20 pounds of marijuana. It'll be 20 pounds of tea leaves.
Yeah, or what? Yeah, exactly, right. Or even that. Yeah, if they were. Yeah, it's such a fraud, and it's terrible. Like those two kids. I keep going back to Mena, Arkansas. Those two kids that were killed, and then just to show how the corruption was so evil that the medical examiner was in on it. So I mean, people can't believe the depths of this conspiracy. Is really what it comes down to, Chris. Yeah. Because it is. They can believe that people do evil things and all of that, but they can't believe that it could be so organized. Even though Kennedy said it himself right before he was killed, that there is a ruthless monolithic conspiracy, and that achieves its goals by covert means, and under the cover of darkness. They're not. This is all was on record. It exists. It does exist. And people have good.
Real.
It's real. It is freaking very real. And I'm still astounded that there is a tremendous amount of people waking up. But I'm still astounded that people still support the shills, and those are the political shills, the media shills, and can't see through their facade. It's just horrible. It's like willful ignorance.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because all these people have to do, we go back to the research again.
Yeah.
I mean, Anderson Cooper have stated so many times that how he is the son of Gloria Vanderbilt.
Of course.
Pardon my language here, Howard? There's going to be an F word coming out, okay?
Go ahead.
Just one. What the fuck is the son of a fucking Gloria Vanderbilt doing on CNN? The guy's a multi-millionaire at birth.
Yeah, but he's a CIA agent.
Exactly. And then you have Candy Crowley, who's
Aleister Crowley's granddaughter.
Exactly, Piers Morgan. He's not related to the Morgan family, but he is related to the Windsors.
Yes.
And that's a factual statement.
That's right.
Look it up. Don't listen to me. Just do the research for yourself. I mean, why would these people be doing mainstream media news? They're rich at birth.
It's true. It's unbelievable.
They're plants. They're there for one reason and one reason only: to spit this information into your face, like a virus, so you consume it, and then next thing you know, you're zombified.
Very well put, Chris. Hey, with that, you got any closing thoughts?
I got a lot of closing thoughts, but I just want to say hi to my mom, Nancy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, who had surgery today. That went well. She's actually listening into the show.
Great.
So I'm sure she's happy that I said the F word twice at least.
Oh.
So I'm glad she's okay. Also, we were doing this before, and unfortunately, we got cut off.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately, we got cut off because of the, of what we were speaking about. But I'd like to say hi to Justin Cook, who's not doing so well right now in terms of family illness. So my thoughts are with, me too, man. My thoughts
are... Prayers out to you, Justin. Yes, Justin. My prayers are out to you.
So, exactly. I second that. And just to all the great people out there who listened in tonight and who are watching us, even though I don't have good lighting tonight for some reason, not like I did.
It's not so bad. I mean, it's backlit. If it,